Bienvenidos a VAMPYR, estamos ya cerca del final. Me toca venir aquí al teatro de Doris Fletcher a rescatar al Dr. Swansea, que está aquí secuestrado, así que sin más demora vamos a ver qué le ha sucedido. Memorias de William Marshall. Muy bien.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Vale, pues procuraremos recordarlo. Esto no se puede abrir, ¿no?
It's locked.
A ver, ¿esto qué es? Un nuevo coleccionable, vale.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? Are you sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I trust you, Edgar, but the Guard of Priwen is onto something.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
Right, I admit it. I boldly ventured into experimental realms, but I've killed no one to appease my thirst for knowledge, Jonathan. I'm no murderer.
I never asked to become what I am, Edgar. You chose to conduct your rogue experiments.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Bueno, dejar morir, como va a morir ya, entiendo. Convertir, no, más vampiros no.
Yes, your death is imminent, Dr. Swansea. But I swear it will be quick.
I already told you to call me Edgar. Am I no longer your friend?
I believe you never have been, sir. You have lied to me at every step and betrayed the trust of a woman I cherish.
You and the lady? Really? Well, I should have seen it coming, I suppose. May I add that I welcome this? The biting, I mean.
You have your wish.
Is it going to hurt? I always wondered if you...
Muy bien, pues muerto el doctor Swansea, vamos a hablar con Lady Ashbury, a ver qué sacamos en claro de todo esto. Buscando a Lady Ashbury, a ver dónde está. Aquí.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
He was mortally wounded. I put an end to his misery.
That is terrible, Jonathan. And yet you did what you must. The poor man.
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skal epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but... do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elizabeth!
Muy bien, pues se ha alargado y aquí me he dejado. Antídoto. Reúne los ingredientes para elaborar el antídoto. Una gota de la sangre de William Marshall, de Lord Redgrave. Una gota de sangre del rey Arturo, de McCullum. Y insulina del hospital Pembroke. Vale, pues tengo que ir a 3 sitios distintos.
It's locked, all right.
Que sí, que sí. Y encontrar 3 ingredientes para hacer un antídoto para la sangre de Lady Ashbury. Muy bien, pues vamos por orden de cercanía. Bueno, pues vamos a improvisar. Mira. Vale. Otra vez, la segunda viene. ¡Pilla! A ver, quiero salir de aquí. Ahora. Joder, esto no lo esquivo, ¿eh? Ahora sí. No. Sí que dura el efecto del escudo. Vale, hombre. Venga, cansino, que eres un cansino. Ah, no me quedaba energía para esquivar. Bueno, pesado hasta el final, ¿eh? Venga. Bueno, y ahora... ¿Dónde está Redgrave? Me marca abajo, vale. Es decir, en esta sala.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
This is more important than the club, you or me. This is London's last hope.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Bueno, ya tenemos el primer antídoto. Por
It's
aquí.
locked.
No puedo salir. El primer ingrediente del antídoto, realmente. Muy bien, pues ahora... Vale, voy a ir a esta zona a recoger el otro ingrediente y al final voy a venir a esta tercera. Tengo el hospital aquí, con lo cual supongo que aquí podré crearlo. Bueno, pues ya estamos en el cementerio. Vale, no han soltado nada. En teoría ahora tengo que encontrar a McCullum por aquí.
If McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Lo que sucede es que aquí seguramente me voy a encontrar unos cuantos enemigos. Vale, ¿es este el McCullum? A ver, sí. Bueno, a ver qué me cuenta.
Good evening, vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you... You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
I have found the carrier, McCullum. The infection's source. It may be science or some supernatural power that's responsible for all this. But I will harness either or both to end the epidemic.
A vampire doctor. My God, you're a terrifying creature. Jonathan Emmett Reed.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
¿Podemos hablar de otra cosa? Bueno, tengo curiosidad.
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
What will the Guard of Priwen do now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. But she is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings and departed for an unknown destination.
Adieu, vampire hunter.
Until we meet again, blood drinker.
Bueno, pensaba que aquí habría más enemigos, pero bueno, ya tengo el otro ingrediente, con lo cual ahora me voy al hospital a buscar el tercero y a crear el antídoto. Muy bien, ya estamos dentro de la morgue. Con la guardia de Priwen aquí. Y un escenario lleno de pasillos que no me gusta nada. Porque aquí hay que... Bueno, aquí vienen a esquivar mucho. Vale, perfecto. Vale, además si me meto en las habitaciones, peor aún. Dejadme salir, anda. A ver si recupero el poder de la sombra. Porque no son complicados, lo que pasa es que claro aquí... No, déjame. Venga, este ya no tiene que significar ningún problema. Lo que pasa es que si me quedo sin energía... Venga. Vale, 7 metros. En teoría esto... Tiene que estar aquí.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Muy bien, pues con esto voy a volver a mi habitación del hospital y voy a crear el antídoto.